Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. Ropaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
It's time for the Lithia Ford of Boise Postgame Show from Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the YouTube chat or Facebook comments, and we'll include the best ones on the show. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view their full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktails Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Now let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise Postgame Show from Bronco Nation News.
Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? Welcome on into the Lithia Ford of Boise Postgame Show here. Boise State takes down Western Oregon 109-70. And sorry for the delayed start here. We had some football interviews. Going to be a little shorter show than usual as well. We'll make sure we get Leon Rice to you. We'll get you Abo and Max Rice as well. But just a Saturday afternoon. It was a non-Division I team. They won by 47, so not a whole lot to say about this one. But we were interviewing DJ Schramm and George Halani and Michael Callahan and some football players. That's what took a while for the show to get started. So apologize for the delay. But also going to be writing my story. You can read my story in the Idaho Press tomorrow, by the way, as part of our partnership with them. So going to be working on that as well. But again, 109, 109-70, the final score. Boise State takes down Western Oregon. And again, Max Rice, 28 points, 2 off his career high. Did tie his career high with 6 made 3-pointers. He made his first 3 and ended up 6 of 9 from 3-point range. Good to see Max really bust out. Chibuzo Abo had 24 points on 6 of 8 3-point shooting himself. And then Tyson Degenhardt had 18 points. So 70 combined points. By the way, what a performance on the Mountain West Network by Jay Tuss. Just an incredible performance by Jay Tuss on the Mountain West Network. And it was just one of those performances that I'm sure him and Nick Duncan and you guys were talking about it for a long, long time. I can't wait to hear that the Jay Tuss on the solo call. Oh, hey, he happens to be right here. Oh, he's wanting to sit down for a second. Yeah, give me that. We'll give him a mic for a second here because this is a rare form here, guys. You get Jay Tuss on the post-game show. How are we doing, Jay?
Yeah, Karen put a little extra on the check last week, so I figured I'd swing by.
Well, I've got a story to write, so why don't you host the show, and I'll work on my story so I can get out of here earlier. But 28 points from Max Rice, man. They needed that.
Yeah, they did need that. I mean, we talked about this before the game, BJ, but every single box Boise State needed to check tonight. I feel like they did. They need to be better on the boards. They needed to not turn the ball over. They needed to get Max Rice going. They need to keep Omar Stanley out of foul trouble. Like, we got a chance to see a little bit of what that all looks like tonight, finally. And it looked pretty darn good, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was just kind of hard, man, when they're not a Division I team. Like, how much stock do you like? The rebounding, that team was so small, and they rebounded by 29, but like they should have.
Yeah, but the reason why it was the exact game they needed at this exact point in time.
Yeah.
I think that, like, earlier in Leon Rice's career here at Boise State, you know, they would, like, open up and have a couple of these Western Oregon-type games, and then they'd go play tough teams, right? Now they play the tough teams, and then they get a chance to work on some of the things they've identified against Western Oregon. And so, yeah, I'm not saying that, this isn't a team that's going to score 109 points against San Diego State. I'm not saying that at all. But I just think it was the necessary game that they needed at this point in time, and they did everything they needed to do in this game. And you can even point to the fact that, hey, they gave up too many 3-pointers. He was here, yeah. He was here today.
There he is.
Sorry, you might take that off your headset off. Give to him.
No, it's all right.
Even the fact that they give up too many 3-pointers, but that was kind of like what this team kind of was looking. They were actually okay with that tonight. because they wanted to protect the rim a little bit more because they haven't been doing that stuff, right? So I just think everything they set out to do and everything they've worked on, it actually showed up today in a game that it should have showed up.
70 points from the big three, too. You'll take that on most nights.
Yeah.
And a pretty quiet 24 from Chibuzo Abo.
I'm going to just continue to hype Chibuzo Abo up because he just really seems like he is in a special spot right now. He just doesn't seem like he is fazed by anything. Ball goes in, ball doesn't go in. Mostly it's going in right now. But you just see him just move on to the next moment. Like he hits a shot and it's like fairly expressionless, and then he's just back on defense. And that's one of the things that we talk about is 27 last game against North Texas. Can't overlook the fact he's one of the best defenders on the floor for Boise State for 38 minutes and 21 seconds.
Anything else stand out to you? The free throws could have been a little better.
Yeah.
The defense giving up some threes, but there wasn't a lot to not like about this one.
No, I still think you want to see the point guards continue to grow. I don't think you're going to ask them to do too much scoring for you right now. You're going to be intentional in what they do, and that's not turning the ball over and maybe creating some open shots for, their teammates. I did kind of witness you joke around being down on the scorers table. I did kind of witness a cool moment with Roddy Anderson and Leon Rice, and I asked Leon about this after the game. And in the second half, Roddy's in transition, and he kind of throws like this lob pass to RJ Keene, which was going to be kind of tough for him to catch and finish. Turns it over, and Leon, man, he's up off the bench, ready to yell at him or whatever. And then like 2 minutes later, Roddy's coming down, and he kicks it out to Max Rice for a wide open three, and there's an immediate timeout after that, and Leon like sprints onto the floor and hugs him, and it has the biggest smile on his face because that's what he wants Roddy to do. Like, don't worry about the spectacular, right? Like, make the simple routine plays.
Yep.
And as flashy and as athletic and all that stuff as Roddy is. We saw that dunk, man. Like, that was, I don't know, last time we saw a point guard here do that. Do the simple play sometimes, and Leon was really excited about that. I think Leon said he wanted to kiss him afterwards.
Okay, Jay, final thing. We'll let you get back to your family, and you got work to do as well. But 6-3 now. Again, this game withstanding, I know it was a non-Division I team that you won by 47, but that's 3 in a row now. You throw in the St. Mary's North Texas game. Derek says that St. Mary's is leading Colorado State at the half. Never led Boise State, though, so Boise State is better than Colorado State. But just in general, where are you at with this team at this point? 6-3, and there's the Degenhardt family walking on the court. There's Coach Rice and his wife. A little post-game party, it looked like.
Yeah,
I guess.
I'm so optimistic about so much of this team, so many pieces on this team. But I think the one thing that you still kind of want to see come along a little bit is that point guard play. And if that does connect, look out. I just look out. We saw Omar Stanley stay out of foul trouble today. Man, he is a force. He can even pass a little bit. He impacts a lot of areas of the game that they need him to impact.
Folks are liking your jacket here. Sky says it's a slick overcoat that Tust has on. Somebody else said, looks like you're going to be casting Yellowstone in that jacket. So they're liking the jacket there.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, guys. But
hopefully you saw it on the Mountain West Network tonight.
Yeah,
Jay Tust on the
back,
call.
we're back again on Tuesday, so it should be a
Have we got a boom out of you yet on the broadcast?
No, I'm still kind of playing. I'm just kind of sitting back. I'm a glorified stat guy right now, which is actually kind of my dream role.
Pop on when you. This guy would be like who was the stat guy for all those years for Dick Vitale, the Schwab guy.
Oh, okay.
Howie Schwab, but you at least have a little more on air there. I could see you feeding some stats to Nick Duncan or something, or popping on when you got something to say.
I kind of came up with a couple tonight, and they kind of looked over at me like, where did they come up with that? Boise State 106-17 when they get what was it? What was that? Dang it. 20 or more assists in a game?
106-17.
In the Leon Rice era. Basically makes them unbeatable. Maybe it was 18 assists, assists, something along those lines.
Appreciate you, Jay. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Right,
Jay Tust.
Keep watching, everybody.
What do we got coming up tonight on KTVB?
I got a half hour to get back, cut highlights. Brady Frederick's on most of it right now, crushing it. But I got to get back over there and.
So you guys are on live at 6 and 10 tonight here.
Yeah, you know it, man.
Appreciate it, man. We'll see you in LA, man. Later, guys. There he is, Jay Tust. Appreciate him for stopping by. And Boise State again, 109-70. They get the win over Western Oregon. Let's hear from Max Rice and Chibuzo Abo. First, we'll take a quick 90-second timeout. Don't go anywhere. Max Rice, Chibuzo Abo coming up in 90 seconds here on Bronco Nation News. All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of premix premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits, perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Our title sponsor is rowpaint.com. For all your commercial, industrial, residential painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Don't forget about their concrete coatings. Transform that ugly concrete slab on your back patio in your garage in just one day. Contact rowpaint.com for a free estimate today. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our title sponsor at Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union's been helping members achieve financial success for more than 80 years. There's an ICCU branch on almost every corner, but the closest is in your pocket with free eBranch mobile and online banking. See why more than 500,000 members love ICCU and join 1 in 4 Idahoans by making the switch today at ICCU.com. Since 1984, Ridley's Family Markets has prided itself on being a hometown food and drug store that employed value members of the local community. Ridley's Family Markets has 13 locations in the state of Idaho and many more in the surrounding states. Download the new Ridley's app to your smartphone, get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line, and find a location near you at shopridleys.com. Former Bronco Matt Bauscher is once again the number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No home is too big or too small for Matt and his team. Let them fulfill all your real estate needs at BauscherRealEstate.com.
It felt pretty good. My happiest part about it is probably I don't have to listen to everyone try to tell me how to play basketball anymore. So that's probably why I'm happiest.
You guys hit a season high 15 three-pointers. I mean, I think you guys hit 8 in the first half. When they're falling like that from perimeter, what impact does that have on the defense, and how much easier does it make the game?
You want to take that?
I think it makes it a lot easier. You know, we have a lot of guys who have a big presence inside, Omar, Cam, Deggy. So I think it just makes it that much easier for them to score. You know, they can't leave us.
And Buzo, Max hit 6 in the first half. I mean, when one guy starts hitting those threes, is it kind of contagious? Does it make it easier for you to start hitting those threes as well?
Oh, yeah, easily. You know, Max started hitting some. We knew he was going to hit even more. So we just kept moving the ball, and, you know, guys got hot.
Max, and after the third one, you kind of put your hands up in the air, kind of like, you know, where's this been all year? I don't know what you're thinking, but just how, I mean, I know you had 7 coming in, you make 6 tonight, and how does it feel then being like that?
I mean, it's nice to be guarded like that kind of. I wish everyone zoned us, but you just got to, for me, it's really mental, to be honest. Making that first one was huge for my confidence just because kind of those early struggles. And I've been through this before. So, I mean, I know I'll be all right. And I said it before, or after last game when I didn't shoot too well. I said I was going to make them, and I'm going to start making them.
And you said you kind of joked like other people, you know, get off your back or whatever. You made 74 last year. You shot 41%. I mean, the stats were there. I mean, did it just take a little longer this time to get past this stretch?
That's a good question. I think a big part of it is just chemistry at this point. People forget I played with Shaver for 4 years. I played with Najee my entire life, and we got some new guards out there. Obviously, I played with Jason for 2 years, but just teaching Roddy the ways in our culture is a big part of just getting open shots and feeling comfortable out there. So I'm going to be better, and I think it starts today.
I think the defensive efficiency of your opponents was like number 7 in the country coming in. I mean, they just hadn't given you many looks, and they know that you're a guy that can hit threes. I mean, how are you just working to try to create more shots and then, you know, find open looks? Because teams obviously had no the scouting report on that.
Yeah, I think in some of those previous games I went like 1 for 4, 1 for 5, 1 for 4. Like that adds up. A couple 1 for 7s, and then I look up and I'm shooting 20%. So I think a big part of it is just mentally staying ready and keeping my head up. Like I said last time, the shots will fall, and I think tonight was the first of many, hopefully.
You guys scored more than 100 for the first time since 2020. You know, from game 1 till now, where are you guys going the most as an offense?
Inside, you know, those guys had a big dominant presence tonight. You know, Omar, Deggy, Cam. Also just letting it go from the 3 outside. You know, I felt like a lot of things were just going well for us offensively tonight.
How just like locked in and dialed do you feel? I mean, it just seems like you make a bucket, you're just kind of on to the next thing. Like,
Yeah.
How kind of locked in are you right now?
I feel like that's just the experience having last year under my belt. You know, I feel like a lot of times last year I kind of psyched myself out, got rattled a little bit. But with 1 year under my belt, I feel like a lot more experience. And I know what to expect in a lot of situations.
Just to build off that, Max, I mean, last 2 games, 51 points. on 22 shots for Buzo. I mean, like, how insane is that?
Yeah, I said this in the locker room. That's got to be like the quietest 25 I think I've ever seen. Like, he just makes it look so easy. And I think he had 2 more 4-point plays today, which I guarantee he's leading the nation in those. Maybe an all-time record.
I want to know.
To this point, I guarantee it.
NCAA
I guarantee it. It's because that's what, 6 4-point plays in like the last week?
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Talking to Moats earlier this week, just like the stuff you guys wanted to work on in this game, getting you going, defensive rebounding, I mean, basically everything outside of allowing too many threes tonight. I mean, did you guys feel like today was kind of just like an extension of practice, and did you check some boxes there?
I think we did 100%. It was one of those games where we easily could have just gone in and, not had our head right, but I think we had a list of things that we wanted to do, and I think we definitely checked some of those.
Yeah, we were working on a couple things defensively that are kind of new to us. You saw a little bit of that versus St. Mary's, some of those strategies we put out there today. They didn't work as well today, but we're a work in progress, and we're going to get better at some of those defensive strategies.
Max mentioned those 4-point plays. I think you had 3 against North Texas. I mean, is that something you can work on in some way? Do you work on, like, selling those fouls or anything like that?
Not at all. I just go up and they foul me, just like somebody driving to the bucket and getting fouled. That's pretty much it.
What impact does that have on the defense? I mean, is it playing to see, for that to happen?
I think so, and definitely I think there's going to be teams who start to say just don't leave him, which is definitely going to open up the defense and make it easier for a lot of different guys to score.
Last one. Buzo, how nice was it for you and the teammates? You obviously know what Max can do to see him finally get it.
Huge. We know he's a huge part of our team, and we know it's going to start falling for him, so it's good to have it happen tonight. We definitely know it's going to keep carrying over.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. All right. There he is, Chibuzo Abo, Max Rice, talking after a 109-70 win. Boise State takes down Western Oregon. The Broncos will play Northwestern State on Tuesday, Cal State Fullerton on Sunday. So they're in this 3-game stretch here where they obviously have a lot of time to work on themselves and try to get some things figured out before the big game against Washington State coming up on the 21st. And certainly seemed like they're in the right direction in terms of doing some things and figuring some things out. Again, I know Western Oregon, not the biggest team, but Boise State dominated the rebounds 43-14 tonight. Boise State had 26 assists to 11 turnovers, and Max Rice had 28 points. So if you were watching the pregame show, the 3 things we kind of said needed to happen certainly happened tonight for Boise State. And again, you get 70 combined points from Max Rice with 28, Chibuzo Abo with 24, and Tyson Degenhart with 18. So your big 3 came through for 70 points. You ain't going to lose a game this season if your big 3 scores 70 points. I feel confident in saying that. Let's hear from the head coach, Max Rice's dad, Leon Rice. He talked to the media earlier. We need to take our second quick timeout, though, so don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick 90-second break, and when we come back, we'll hear from Leon Rice after the win. Again, Boise State, 70 points allowed. They score 109. They win at 109-70, and we will hear from the head coach, Leon Rice, in 90 seconds here on Bronco Nation News. Bronco Nation News is sponsored by Tommy Alquist and Ball Ventures Alquist, Idaho's premier commercial real estate development company. BVA projects specialize in office, retail, flex, medical, and industrial spaces located at some of the most strategic and visible locations in the valley. Need a developer? Looking for new space? Think BVA. At BVA, we are Idaho's developer. The Nicolason family and SON Management have proudly been operating Taco Bell restaurants in and around the Treasure Valley since 1969. One of the first to make a 7-figure donation to the Lyle Smith Society, they've also stepped up their support of Boise State athletics with the Taco Bell men's and women's basketball endowed scholarships. The Nicolason family and SON Management have committed at least $310,000 by 2026. Get more information on their financial support of Boise State athletics and find information on applying to work at Taco Bell at TacoBellWorks.com. Lithia Ford of Boise is a proud supporter of Boise State athletics and the official car and truck of the Broncos. Lithia Ford of Boise supports Bronco student athletes through NIL deals, including providing Ford vehicles to Taylon Green and Riley Smith from the football team and Paige Barsh from the volleyball team. Rain's family purchased our F-150 from Lithia Ford. Couldn't be happier with the purchase. Check out the all-electric F-150 Lightning or the electric Mustang Mach-E at Lithia Ford, and make sure to check out their full inventory of vehicles at LithiaFordBoise.com. The Blue and Orange Store is the perfect spot to get all your gear for your next Bronco game. The Blue and Orange Store has official Nike apparel, including jerseys, shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, and more. Wear what the Broncos wear and get it at the Blue and Orange Store, the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall, or get free shipping on a $40 order online at theblueandorangestore.com.
we played some tough grinding games, and there's, I think this is the first night that Max basically hasn't seen a box in one out of full denial all night, and so that for him to have some space, it was great. And credit that his teammates got him some easy ones and got him going. And the thing that our guards have to keep getting better at, and they did it pretty good tonight, was when a guy hits them, it's their job to find him another easy one. And that's what those young guards are getting better at. And we'll watch that film, but those two will make the easy ones, and on a good night they make the hard ones. But there's great defensive teams don't give them any easy ones, so good point guards have to find them and be able to get them some. And I thought, 26 assists tonight. Cam got them some great shots. The post did a good job of feeding. We were pretty efficient. Like I said, 26 assists. That's I've talked about this team being able to shoot, and it looked like a team that could shoot tonight. That's good.
Was that one of the big objectives? Hopefully, was to get Max going today.
No, I mean, that's always an objective, to get your shooters comfortable and feeling good about the shots and getting those numbers corrected a bit. Because it is a momentum thing. And, you look, even the best shooters in the NBA, they go through stretches of dry spells, they go through special hot streaks, and it's your job as coaches, it's your job as teammates to help get them out of those dry spells. And I thought we did a pretty good job of that tonight. And so that, there's a value to these games, even though you look and you go, wow, 109-70. We needed that. We needed to just kind of flow and play basketball and just play with some freedom and not just grind like we've been in those games and against. So these games, and it's cool. We got to play everybody tonight, and everybody contributed, and some good stuff.
After Max hit that third one, he kind of put his hands in the air, kind of like, it's about time.
Yeah.
I know he was staying confident.
Yeah,
You guys knew
but
that it was going to turn, but just to have a game like that, how big was it?
Yeah, and I think anybody that plays golf or you can be hitting the ball great, and you're like, I can never miss. And then all of a sudden something happens, or, just bad luck a little bit sometimes, and you're like, man, I don't think I can hit this golf ball. Shooters go through the same kind of thing once in a while, and it's hard to explain, and it's hard to, until you've been that person and lived that, it's hard to empathize and understand. You just think it's going to be the same every time. And sometimes it is. Like, think how many of his shots just rattled in and out in that stretch. It's like, so to see him actually, they looked right and they were pure. And that's, you could tell they're going in.
First 100-point game since 2020 for you guys.
Wow.
From game one till now, where have you guys grown the most as an offense?
Well, we're starting to figure out how to make others better. That's what we have to do. That's the key to our season. And, a big part of it is have point guards that do it, and rack up assists, and that's that, their guy, I thought he snapped some of those off, and he had 14 assists. I mean, think about that. That's, our guys are growing and they're getting better at it and they're understanding it, but they got to see the picture of how, and there's a reality to momentum with scorers and shooters. You got to have a feel out there for who's scoring and where it's working, instead of like, well, hey, we went 3 times in the post and we dunked every time. Well, how about 4 times? Or a guy's made 3 in a row. How about 4 in a row? That's the, we gotta. That's a true point guard has a great feel for that.
Leon, you look at Boozer these last 2 games, 51 combined points on 15 of 22 shooting.
Yeah.
Have you ever witnessed a stretch like that?
Yeah, that's the beauty. A lot of people get 22. Like look at Max and Boozer tonight. They between the two of them, 7 for 13. So they're 15 for 24. And they're 12 for 17 from 3. That's as efficient as you can be, and when that's what you want out of scorers, efficiency. Not there's a lot of guys that can score 28, they can't do it like that efficient. And his is, and it's got to be. I mean, I don't know how you research it, but there's got to be no one maybe in the history of college basketball that has gotten more 4-point plays, Nate. I mean, it's unbelievable. But it's being officiated, the right way now, because he rises so much, and these guys get into him, and he's got to have a place to come down because it's dangerous. And so they're giving him those calls, which he's earning.
What about his focus right now? Like, he makes a shot, it just seems like so on to the next moment.
Yeah. No, it's been a lot of work. I mean, you guys, remember, it was not that long ago in last November when I was saying we got a special one with this guy, and it's our job to develop him. And you look at what he's developed into. When I say it's our job, it goes on his shoulders. I mean, he's the one that takes coaching. He's the one that works his tail off. I have to pull him back from work, and he's getting rewarded for that. But that's a credit to my assistants and the history of this program. You look at, I was thinking about a lot of guys like that. You look where Rod Williams ended up, his last 15 games is one of the best centers in the West Coast at 6'6". And, I'm seeing Omar right now, and I'm like, man, we got to get him to, he's kind of where Buzo was in November, a little bit, the foul trouble, just things, he's getting better right in front of our eyes. We got to double down on that. And I think I saw some really encouraging things with him tonight. He stayed out of foul trouble with great technique. He played still aggressively. We don't want to not foul because we're not being aggressive. We want to not foul because our technique is so good.
Is 70 points from the big three kind of how you draw it up?
Yeah, especially, because I didn't have to overdo their minutes. Tyson only played 21, Buzo 25. We gave Max some extra to just keep him in the flow, let him feel that out, and he was great. And then that's the good thing about these guys. They continue to play the right way. I mean, Max could have, I got to get 30, he doesn't. He made the right plays. I'm like, you good? Done. Instead of I have to get 30. He let those other guys get in and play.
With, I'm just in the spirit of the game or whatever, Myers, the guy for Western Oregon, 14 assists tonight?
Yeah.
The only other guy in your time here that had as many in a game, Grant Sherfield.
Oh, wow.
The kid was probably playing one of the bigger games of his career.
Yeah. No, he's impressive because, he's impressive with the simplicity of, he doesn't get bored with those easy just snap, just snap it to a shooter and it's a bucket, and he made a few plays where there haven't been many guys, like you said, that just understand that, it might be just as simple as, one dribble at his guy and boom, and then it's gone. And, so the good thing that I always talk about is when you play teams, you take something away from them because you see what they do good, and then your guys see it live, and they're like, well, I could do that. Well, hopefully that's something we can take away.
Kind of talking about point guard play. With a guy like Shade, maybe you don't realize, at least us, don't realize what some of the good things he offered until he's gone.
Yeah.
Times last year, maybe his shooting percentage wasn't great, but I think you really can see his value now.
Yeah.
Max talked a little bit about, he played with Shade for 4 years.
Yeah.
Now he's trying to learn some new guys.
Right.
So what is that kind of?
No doubt. And the new guys are trying to learn not only him, but all of our guys and the system and the language and there's a lot. And, you want them to be there like that. And that's not fair. That's not real. Different guys learn at different speeds. They develop at different speeds. And they're never as far away from being really good as they think they are or maybe the fans think they are because we're close. When I said we got 40% that we can get better at, well, we could play that way against a really good team if we're playing completely right. And, that's what our goal is.
I feel like I kind of noticed a cool moment with you and Roddy tonight. So he tries that kind of lob pass to RJ in transition, and you sprung up off the bench, and we'll say that you were stern for a minute with them.
Mm-hmm.
But then a minute later, he comes back and he finds, I believe it was Max for a wide open white pass.
Yeah.
And he sprung back up off the bench, and you smiled and you hugged him.
Oh, I wanted to kiss him. Yeah, exactly. Because that's the growth. I always tell them, I don't care about the mistakes. We'll help you with the mistakes. Mistakes are learning opportunities. I care about the response to the mistakes. So, number one, it was a perfect response. Number two, it was a simple play, but it was so valuable. It was like what we're talking about the other guy, where he was smart enough. He just dribbled it and pitched it back to Max and got him a wide open rhythm three. And if that's, we talk about being a great player, and being a great player is doing something that's repeatable. He could do that 14 times. He'd have 14 assists, and so those are growth moments, and we celebrate them. And yeah, I wanted to kiss him. I don't think he would have liked it. Yeah.
They didn't have a lot of the biggest lineup out there, but in terms of the rebounding, you
Sure.
them by 30,
Yeah.
29. But I mean, what'd you think of the
Yeah, because it's cumulative. Our rebound effort is cumulative, and when you play that many guys, those guys at the end, man, they were flying to the ball, and that's what we want. That's our standard. It's 40 minutes of rebounding, because everybody's got a plan to start the game and to block out. And when fatigue sets in, that plan gets harder and harder to do if you're consistently going, and that's the standard I'm talking about going every time. And man, we were caving them in at the end and beating them to balls, and credit to those guys that sat for a long time and went in and got an opportunity.
Would be the only negative was they were 12. They had 12 threes. I mean,
Yeah.
Were they just banging some in, or could
Well,
they have done better than
I could have played one post and four guards all night long and probably would have cut their threes down a couple, but I wanted to get Omar and Cam together some. So it wasn't ideal defensively, like to have two centers out there together against four or five guards. So that, but it's worth the experience for us. So yeah, maybe I could have cut a couple threes out of that, but there might be times when we try to do that kind of thing. So, but I want them to be able to play together, because Cam's passing is so good, and Omar, that'll help us down the road. So, part of that is just personnel driven.
With Omar, I heard maybe in practice you guys called it pretty tight with him this week as he was trying to learn how to stay, out of foul trouble. I mean, pretty good example of what he can do. He's like a sneaky passer there too.
Oh no, yeah, I don't want him to fall in love with that though. He's catch the ball and go score the ball, because when he gets it one-on-one anywhere on the floor, because when we think about when he gets it, he's usually going to have shooters all around him, so he's going to be one-on-one, and they don't want to come off those shooters. So go score until they come with two. Your job when you have the ball is to draw two, and if you draw two, then make the pass. And he did that in the post. No, he's got a great feel, just natural. But don't get over caught up in that. That your job is, go score when you get it low a lot until they bring two, and then go rebound. And he's doing tonight was a good rebounding game for him. He got, we want him to get a rebound about every 3 minutes, and he was pretty close to that tonight.
You like how this sets up here, where after the stretch you have these 3 games, but each one's going to get a little bit harder, it seems like, Tuesday and then Sunday, and then you kind of get these 3 games to work on these things going into,
I just loved this game at this time. It felt so good for these guys, and just the grind we've been through. 11 days on the road, then the neutral game, and then credit them to find a way to beat North Texas, because when I watched that film, we looked a little bit like we were running in sand, and that's usually a little bit fatigued. We got finals coming up. Chance to catch their breath a little bit, concentrate on that, knock that out of the park, which we do. And so this was kind of perfect timing and much needed, and it's making us better. That other stuff makes you better, but sometimes you need these games to make you better too.
Max was a walk-on. Now he certainly looks like an all-conference player. What can you say about his career and his growth?
Yeah. Well, it takes perseverance. It takes toughness to show up every day and keep fighting. And the beauty of what he's gone through here, his past has trained him to do that, where just don't overreact to it, and just show up again and get better and keep fighting, and, you'll find a way. And he knows that works. And so those lessons are great for all the younger guys, and they see his path, how hard it was to get out on the court, first of all, then how hard it was to get the opportunities to be a dude. And he's had to earn that's one of the coolest things about the story, is he's had to earn it more probably than anybody else has here. That's what Shave said last year to him, and it meant the world to him, because he didn't want to be, hey, I'm the, I know the coach, so I get to play. It's never been about that for him. And it's never about that for anyone here. They have to fight and scrap and claw, and it's hard to be a good player at this level, really hard. And, I think his story is a great example for a lot of people.
There he is, Leon Rice. And again, he actually spoke for almost 20 minutes. You can hear the rest of that on the Bronco Nation News YouTube channel. We'll get that up later today. But 72 of you still watching this. Appreciate that. You got a good game going on, Colorado State and St. Mary's. St. Mary's has a 46-40 lead right now. But Boise State, by the way, that was their home win, number 18 in a row. And you look at the stats we just got from Nate Lowry. Does an outstanding job as the sports information director. Current record is 28, UCLA. And then you have Oral Roberts and UMass Lowell at 19, and Louisiana and Boise State at 18. So tied for fourth most, 18 straight home victories. Boise State 18 in a row. And again, Oral Roberts and UMass Lowell at 19, UCLA at 28. Liberty was above Boise State. They lost today. So the 18 straight home wins should be 20 with 2 wins. You would think the next couple of home games, if you can beat Utah Valley, it's going to be 21. And then you have Colorado State coming in with potentially a ranked team and a 21-game home winning streak on the line. So much better tonight from Boise State in all facets. And again, so I know some people are going to say, hey, this was a non-Division I game. It's hard to take much from it, but they still played the game and it still counts for a lot of the stats. And, it is, a situation where you needed some things to happen, and they did. And most notably, 28 points from Max Rice, 2 off his career high. And again, 6 of 9 from 3-point range, made his first 3, really got Max going. I thought that was huge for Boise State to see Max finally get some confidence and make some shots. And now you try to build on this one against Northwestern State on Tuesday. They're statistically, the KenPom number is one of the worst ranked Division I teams in the country. And then you get a little better game against Fullerton on Sunday. So just 3 games here to keep getting some momentum, building some things, keep figuring some things out before a big game in Spokane against Washington State coming up in about 2 weeks. So appreciate all you guys for checking us out. I'm going to finish the story here and get that posted to BroncoNationNews.com. And again, Boise State wins at 109-70. And we'll get the highlights. The highlights are already on YouTube, and we got some full interviews with the players and with Leon up online as well. Fans fighting BJ on our opponent quality before this one, now calling out the opponent quality after this one. Yeah, that actually did happen. Somebody said they shouldn't have even been playing this game. They have the 4th toughest schedule in the nation according to average net ranking coming into the game, 11th hardest schedule overall according to KenPom. Every team, San Diego State has already played a team like this. Go look at San Diego State's schedule. Every team plays at least one game like this, and a lot of them play 2. So I think Boise State should be excused for playing one of these games like this, and the next couple as well, to try to figure some things out. So big stretch for Boise State. You got some fun basketball on right now with St. Mary's, Colorado State. Some other good games already earlier today, some good games tonight. And then you got NFL football tomorrow. Appreciate you guys for checking us out. Go subscribe if you can. BNN 50 deal gets you that first year for $50. We'd love to have you jump on board and support us. We got some good giveaways and things going away with that in terms of some contests and things we're doing that you could be eligible to win. But at a minimum, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button, I think, in this corner, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like this video if you can. Help give us some in the algorithm, move up a little bit if you like and subscribe on YouTube. And if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, we ask you to head over to the YouTube channel. It's just Bronco Nation, youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. And we'd love to have you start watching the broadcast on there. So sorry for the little delayed start. We had some football interviews. I'll get those posted. George Halani, the news of the day is that he thinks he's out of eligibility and he's expecting to likely move on after the season. We believe that COVID season, he played in 3 of the 8 games. So it's not 4 games, it's a percentage of the season. And for somehow we just figured it out. And it looks like George Solani may indeed be out of eligibility. We'll get that full video posted. We got some other players as well. So make sure you're on the YouTube channel so you can see all of our interviews and things like that. So appreciate you guys for checking us out. Have a safe rest and fun rest of your weekend. And we'll talk to you Monday morning. It'll be John Mallory and I Monday morning on Bronco Nation News Live. Going to make a cool announcement there as well about some bowl game coverage. And We got a lot of positive momentum for being in right now. So again, 109-70, Boise State wins it. Their third win in a row. They're 6-3 overall. Their 18th straight home win. And hard to not feel pretty good if you're a Boise State fan walking out of Extra Mile Arena with how the team played tonight. So again, appreciate you. Go subscribe, and we'll get our story posted. You can read that here in about 15 minutes at BroncoNationNews.com. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bronco Nation News Live, signing off from Extra Mile Arena. My name is BJ Rains, and again, final score 109-70. Boise State wins this one, and they improved to 6-3. Nice all-around win, and again, Boise State in a good spot right now as they move forward here. So thanks again for watching the show, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com.